Hey Scott. Okay, so I just wanted to show you how to lay out these curves. Because, for one, some of these dimensions I just don't have verified, like, because so for instance, if I draw a line straight off the building here, then a dimension from the building, neighbor building here over, what this is 9 foot 7.5. But I don't know if that's actually 9 foot 7.5 offset. And then, I also don't know if this dimension is, you know, what I have shown here either. I have this as, you know, 16 foot 11 and 3/4. Okay, so then if I don't know those exactly, then my dimensions are not going to be accurate. Um, So one thing that we could do is check those, could get a dimension from this corner, here, um, to here, like that. See, I've got 19 foot 6.5, but there might be some stuff in the way and everything. Um, so I'll just show you how to lay this out, and then it doesn't even matter what those dimensions are. Um, so here's how it works. So first thing I did, so this wall is 8 inches wide, right? This concrete wall. So what I did was come over to this building here, neighboring building, and measure in 4 inches right there. Okay. So so you can see that point right there is 4 inches. So what we're going to do first is lay out the center line of this wall. Okay, so you come in 4 inches there, which is half of 8. Do the same thing here. Come in 4 inches, right? Right there. Okay, which is half of 8. Okay, and then um, string a line right from that point to that point. Okay, so this line right here, all the way across, is um, we got a straight line all the way across. Okay, then you find the midpoint of that line. Okay, and that's what this little target symbol is that I drew. Okay, that's the center of that line. Okay, then what you do is you find, you basically bisect that line, right? So you got one line, find the center, and then splitting it into two. So whatever this overall dimension is here, right? Find the center of that, okay? And then where the center, take that dimension and divide it by two to find the center of it, right? Which is what this target is. Sorry, repeating myself. Okay, and then divided by 2 again. So I guess if you take that dimension, overall dimension, you divide it by 4, okay, then you'll be able to measure from this point to this point here. Okay, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to strike a, with stakes or whatever, a perpendicular line to that. And that's what this line here is that you're seeing of this triangle. Okay, and then you're going to pull a string across parallel with the building this way, and where those two intersect, right, that point right there is the center of the circle for this first arc here. Okay, and then again, that's the center line of that 8-inch concrete wall. Okay, then you're going to do the same thing down here. You pull a string line straight all the way like this, and then come off 90 degrees at the midpoint of this section, or a quarter of the distance from the end and the center, and then pull a line 90 degrees off that way. And then that intersection is center of this arc. Okay. And then in order to, um, okay, so now you can strike that arc, you can strike this arc. And then you offset each of those 4 inches in each direction. And that's going to leave you with an 8-inch wall. So see there, boom. Okay, so there's the 8-inch wall. Okay, so that's how you lay out that curve. Um, let me know if you have any questions, and then once we get that, then we can lay out those posts. Cool.